Okay, guys, let's talk about Mara stock. But before we do, I want to make this camera here a little bit bigger because I want to tell you guys what I have been doing for the last 2 weeks. It's been just about 2 weeks since I last uploaded a video. I am not just sitting here doing whatever off camera, wasting time. I have a very lengthy thing I am working on. There's a lot to it, and there's gonna be a lot more to it by the time I'm done. But I'm trying to be very, very productive off camera and creating things that will be of high value, very, very useful for a lot of you out there, and easily attainable as well. But out of two of them, one of them is this right here. This thing I'm building. I'm not gonna show it on the big screen. I'm not gonna talk too much about it because, and good thing the camera, it's you can really see too much of it here going on. But this is gonna be something I'm gonna continue working on, and again, when it's finally out, I will announce it. But wow, yeah, this is a long time coming. I believe a lot of people are gonna benefit from this, including something I'm working on here, which will also be provided and uploaded probably sooner. But it's gonna be something that you guys can't tell. There's many pages here, and there's gonna be some more coming up soon to it. But it's gonna be something that's gonna be available most likely sooner than when this comes out. Super helpful. But yeah, guys, I'm being very, very productive. Don't think I'm just sitting back here wasting time, not making videos. Just wait and see what we have coming up in the future. I'm really making a lot of progress on in the background. But when it comes to Mara stock, guys, please do remember, because we're also going to go over Bitcoin. It's going to be mostly what I'm looking forward to again throughout the rest of this year, going into Q3, which is where I believe the bear market will end. I will get into that in a moment, but please do remember everything is in the video. It's no personal opinion. Please do your own due diligence. But what I'm looking at right now with Mara stock, before I actually jump into it, it's going to be something very similar to what we saw in this range right here, where we came down from a big high. We are doing something very, very similar to this, although the one happening this year than in 2022 is actually a lot more clear, and I'll get into that in a moment. Before we continue to move forward throughout 2026 and 2027, before we enter a similar stage to this. Now, something else I want to add to it, and I've said this a lot last year and the year before that. I said this a lot, but basically, if we do remember, here it is. Oh, excuse me. Let me also make this. I hope I wasn't covering anything. There you go. So remember, due to more shares being issued, more money flowing into operations and future investments for operations that we talked about previously as well, we're going to see a decrease. This decrease in higher prices. So going from like over time lower highs on bull market tops, we're gonna see that for a while, which provides a lot easier to understand conservative. I might reiterate this last bull market top. I think it was overestimated, but I believe I can set this up for a future price spike. But it's nothing we're gonna worry about right now. It's something I'm working on in the future. But yeah, we're gonna see a lot of these lower highs forming with a floor that we're gonna start seeing a lot of consolidation going forward. I believe currently a lot of Bitcoin has been sold, roughly like over $1 billion was it worth of Bitcoin was sold due to them, Mara investing in future operations with, including AI and stuff like that. There was a lot to it that they didn't really announce. I'm hoping they announce that in future quarterly reports. Talk more about that so we can all have more information on it. But at the moment, it's very interesting. I'm very excited to see what they come up. Just because again they are the biggest mining company out here at the moment. I'm quite excited. There you go. Okay. So what I'm looking for right now, quite simple. We had two opportunities. If you guys remember what I said last time, we have this price area. This coming out with the 0.5 retracement from this swing high, which was really well called out. I mean, I wasn't expecting this to really break the point or the 1.3, but it did. Regardless, we handled last year amazing. I cannot be any more thankful for how we handled last year. But as of right now, things do change, and I've announced this in the past. But what we're looking for is lower prices. I want to see this drop below $5 potentially, and we'll obviously go below the 120 moving average on this daily candle chart, and then maxing out the R side to the bottom side once again, indicating strong bearish momentum. Once it finally breaks down and pushes lower, I want to see the price below $6, even $5 potentially, to revisit this roughly $3 low we saw back here, and then quick consolidation before we see some wide fluctuations from like $3 to like $8 to $9, and a lot of this sideways consolidation, kind of similar to what we saw here. And I'm going to get into this in a moment, but similar to what we saw back here, when I documented this live as it was happening, I'm expecting a very similar market sentiment to that. But what I said last time was currently we're looking at $15 just based on my chart here. $15 strong shorting opportunity. There was 2 chances on it. I talked about this on the Discord previously, where I wasn't paying attention. I was too busy on some other assets, and I should have set a limit order to start shorting here, but I didn't. Regardless, $15. Instantly, the price came down back into the discounted portion. Incredible. Now we have another opportunity. What I'm looking for now, what I'm looking for this going forward at the moment is, of course, we saw a recovery, very, very healthy recovery. I mean, if we just do some micro increments, it decided to reverse at a good time. But when it did reverse, it didn't hold. Obviously, the price was going up higher, but it couldn't hold, and it couldn't close within or above the 0.618, which indicates like bearish momentum is very strong. Any spike higher, easily, it's a good shorting opportunity, which means right now this is forming, at least in my own opinion, a very, very clear top, especially with the next pump from even the overall high to the bottom. I mean, even if we consider this previous micro swing low, yeah, it broke over that and closed above it multiple times. We're seeing a very unhealthy structure, in my opinion. This is looking very, very like a strong bearish setup, in my opinion. Before we see the price come down and revisit this swing low down here, which coincidentally, that swing low is also a really, really strong TP opportunity. So I'm going to mark it right here. So currently we had 2 $15 shorting opportunities with the idea that we will come down lower. I mean, even though I said the price, I'm expecting this to come down to between like $3 to $5, it doesn't mean we're going to go down right away. But when it comes to short-term trading, I want to reset expectation. I want to start updating the chart if the price can come down into this area. So this would be take profit zones for any shorts accumulated at 15 or above. So if we have a third chance above 15, it doesn't matter if it breaks over these swing highs right here. The idea is if we do break over these swing highs, I am looking to just move this higher. But the idea is that, again, either we go down into this zone now and then I update the charts, or we break up a third chance to start shorting at 15 or slightly above before we come down into the zone. So this is the overall target zone. Again, it's either like this or it's kind of like something like that. But that's the idea that I'm going for at the moment. So I'm just keeping it super chill with that one. Let's see how it unfolds. But this is also highly influenced with this Bitcoin movement. So of course we know that Mara stock is not completely correlated with Bitcoin. It's not. We made that very clear in the past as well, and we kind of learned that a little bit in the hard way that it wasn't correlated. But what I mean to say with that is, if Bitcoin is too weak, it can be macro news. It doesn't matter. The R side doesn't matter a whole lot at this moment, although I do highly expect the R side to be quite premium around that 70. If we can go to 71, 72K, uh, that's a very, very strong. So that's where the 120 moving average is. That's where I'm looking to sell a lot. Many covered calls to capture and to hedge and to capture some profit to the downside, with the idea of final strong accumulation being within purple, and then we go up much, much higher to potentially, 170,000 plus is what I'm looking for. 170,000 to $240,000 during the next bull cycle. This is going to take some time though. This is going to take some time before it actually unfolds. So as of right now, what I'm looking for is to conserve capital to deploy more of it down here around 40K, 45K. I wouldn't mind being early and going between 45 to 50K. I have no idea being early because any deeper movement into this will have a quick recovery out of it, and that's very, very similar. Not just what we saw here, but what we saw. Do I have this? Hold on, where was it? No, it was that one actually. I was thinking of this one up here. I was thinking of this one. No, or yeah. It was this one where we saw strong bearish momentum into it, making everyone think that it was the bull market ended, and the next thing you know, it was a very fast recovery out of it, quite aggressive as you can see. So that's kind of what I'm looking for. It's not gonna look exactly like that. I mean, the longer we stay within the purple, the better, because that's just more time for me to accumulate and build up that long position that I want. Of course, I want it to be as long as I want it to be as strong as possible. The position sizing within purple, so anything below 50K, I'm just gonna be constantly adding, and then taking short-term covered calls just to increase income during that time before it eventually breaks out. No more than 50% covered calls on those holdings though. But the thing is, at the moment, either we come down and we finally get to do that, or and this is why I'm being so careful and conserving capital, but we go up into this zone right here. Between 67.5 and 74K, where ideally I would like to begin to sell covered calls with a month to 2 month out expiration during this time, ideally around 71 to 74K, and I already have it labeled. That's my plan, right? So I'm gonna start labeling things. So yeah, selling new covered calls here, and then bear market low. It's my plan. This is it. It's quite simple. At this moment though, I did do a lot, and I announced it on the Discord. I've been doing a lot every time Bitcoin drops by 2%, in a single day. I add more, but I talked about it on the Discord. I'm gonna switch it, so I'm just gonna start buying $1,000 worth of Bitcoin through IBIT, every single day, to eventually we come down into the zone and then break out of it. So every single day, $1,000 is what I'm gonna probably start looking at soon, instead of waiting for a 2% drop, because then it can just happen very quickly. We can see a multiple of 2%. We can see more than 2% drop in over one single day, and I can like miss out on it. So I would rather do 1,000 each day, DCA a little bit more evenly. So then if there is a big drop, I'm not just trying to like concentrate everything in one, into one go. I don't think it matters too much. Because it's not like we're gonna be in the zone for like a blink of an eye kind of moment and break out of it. It's not gonna be like that. But yeah, either we go down into it finally, or I have an opportunity where I see some very, very strong resistance in this area, breaking over the 120 moving average a little bit briefly. But yes, very strong resistance within this zone, and I'll be looking at 1 and 2 month out covered calls. That I'll be selling in this zone to capture some of that premium, with the ideas that they will just expire worthless, and I'll get to keep all the premium, and I'll be able to keep all of the shares as well. So yeah, that's a very simple approach with Bitcoin. I mean, we can easily see this go up higher and go within this zone up here. If instead we go up into this zone, a lot of those short-term holdings, it's quite simple. I'm not taking a big risk. It's no more than 50% of the holdings will have covered calls. Instead, if we start to further go out of it, those covered calls are fine. I don't really care. Those are short-term holdings, and the rest of those short-term holdings, I'll just let them expire. But the rest of those short-term holdings, then we will see a large amount of appreciation within them, and I'll just sell them for a profit, either or, and I'll still keep the premium. I'll have from the strike prices. So I think IBIT, when Bitcoin is around this area, it'll be about like 40 to like $42 per share. So there will still be profit locked within those short-term positions. And regardless, it's not like the price is going to go from here to here. If that were to happen within that time frame, it would be crazy if it did. But even if it does, there's still profit within those locked shares, and then there's of course going to be profit within the opened unlocked shares on the rest of the holdings. And then I'm just selling more covered calls up here with the idea that the larger amount of the position, the core position for the next bull run, will be highly accumulated down here. If anything changes, then it changes. But as of right now, this is what seems very, very, very likely, and I have no reason to change this at the moment. So direct or resistance up here to get that 120 moving average to kind of reset before we go down lower. But then of course the main purpose of this video is Mara stock. Yeah, guys, $15, anything above $15, but $15 shorting opportunity in my opinion. Overall take profit beginning at 12.50. So 12.50, bottom of the blue 0.35 line. And please do not be like greedy area zone within the red. It's as simple as that. So I believe there's a lot of very, very easy opportunities right here for puts, especially with that 120 being so low, and we haven't really seen the RSI. The RSI really doesn't matter too much in this setup though. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm gonna keep working on stuff that I have right here, including on my MacBook. I hope it will be very, very useful, and I'm sure it will. I'll catch you guys on the next one.